All right. Welcome in, everybody, to the Friday edition of Daily Bread, coming at you live right at 12:55 on the East Coast. The perfect day to be securing that extra weekend bankroll for championship weekend plus another NFL weekend. Shows powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be hopping into their DMs for a weekend, week, or month. We had some wild results today already in the World Cup. You have Uruguay out. You
Whew.
got Son carrying South Korea through with a perfect through ball. So we got the final group stage matches coming up first. Then we got the NBA slate, college hoops slate, plus there is a few college football games today, but we'll just talk USC versus Utah. So you already know the business. We're out of here in 30 minutes. But Sosa, how are you feeling today?
Feeling great, man. World Cup giving us some amazing TV, man. South Korea getting through. Uruguay winning against Ghana, but still not getting through. Some poetic justice to say the least. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Not all heroes wear capes type of moment, I suppose.
No, karma.
Karma. Okay, I'm looking for the right cliche to stick. But obviously Portugal getting through. Yeah, yesterday it's more excitement. I'm loving the World Cup. I can't even lie. I'm having a splendid time. Then last night in the football game, Gabe Davis came through with the touchdown. Obviously, the Patriots don't seem like they're trying to win football games because for some reason, when the run game wasn't going, they decided they didn't want to throw the ball downfield because either they don't trust Mac Jones or their coach is just an idiot. I think it's a little bit of both. Matt Patricia's a bumbling fool.
You saw Mac Jones yell at him on the sidelines. The under cash with ease as well. It's kind of been a trend on these Thursday night games. Second half, the scoring has gone completely down. We've seen it come all in the first half and like
Yeah.
the past 3 or 4 matchups.
Yes, sir. Um, Trying to think what else. Yeah, no super takeaways from the from the NFL game. I mean, I thought that New England would fight a little more, but based on the way it went down, nothing extremely surprising. Nothing. Um, yeah, Buffalo continuing to look like a really good football team, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
But we know Toby, he's from Pittsburgh. Appreciate you rocking with us and trusting us. Yes, that was a no sweater there.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, let's get into the World Cup slate. Do we see any chaos? Do we have any time goal scorers? Because I believe every team is alive with some sort of way to get through in this group here. Sure, it might take a little bit more chaos for Serbia or Cameroon, but they can control their own fate to a point. Do you have anything on the spreads or sides, or do you want to go through your goal scorers and then I'll break down the sides and totals?
I just like two goal scorers in the Brazil match. Pedro to score. It's a plus 105. And I like Vinny to score at plus 190. Again, another. I think that it's an open ball game, and I think that that Cameroon Cameroon, good chance they'll probably score two. But I like Brazil to win again.
Huh. This is the ultimate question. What type of Switzerland do we see? The bunkering completely worked against Brazil because all they have to do is get a draw and see this one out. Unless Cameroon wins this one outright by multiple goals, we'll see Switzerland get through here. With Serbia, they have everything to play for. So, with not maybe as much quality up at the top, you still got Mitrovic and the rest of the crew there. Do Switzerland just try to sit back and do that complete counter? Do we see them play a little bit more aggressive here, knowing even if they just get one, they're through?
He'll still play.
Oh, what?
No, I've seen Cam said Vinny's not starting. Said he'll still play. He get 30 minutes to run.
Get it late. Get an even better number on it when you bet it live. Serbia sitting as the complete small favorite if you have to have it there. 2.5 on the total. we'll go back and take the under here. Under 2.5 at minus 115. Japan goes on that mini scoring fest yesterday to crap yesterday's under. We'll get it back today with this under. Staying away from the total on the sides in Cameroon. Can't believe I was too scared to play Japan on the Asian handicap. Maybe Sosa talked me off that one. Maybe he didn't. Told you that 1 + 2.5. First half draw for Switzerland ain't a bad look either, especially since I like the under 2.5.
I like the first half draw on that one at plus 105 as well. For every reason you said that both teams seem to be quite conservative, but you also said that Serbia has the opportunity here to do some things. So we shall see. I do think that, 2 European nations, I think we get a grind out first half, and then in the second half, see some tactical adjustments that make the game speed up a little bit, maybe force the action a little bit more.
Plus 237 sitting out there, and the draw ain't the worst if you're looking for a better way to go, because the 1-1 result is how I personally see that match ending.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to the M slate. Don't have one game, so we have actual games to talk about here. We have the Sixers as 5.5-point dogs in Memphis. Where are we starting off on today's slate?
I'm personally not touching anything really in Sixer games. Obviously, we've been surprisingly good, even with multiple guys out of the starting lineup. Not really one to bet on the Sixers with the starting backcourt out on the road, regardless of who the opponent is. It's just I'm staying away from it as a fan and just as a better. I think there are better options out there. My number one play today, though, actually comes in the Houston and Phoenix, the Houston Rockets Phoenix Suns game. It's Jabari Smith over 2.5 3-pointers made. He's hit the number in 5 straight. He looks like he's turned the corner as far as what we expected from him. I mean, he shot 42% from 3 last year at Auburn. I think with every young player that gets drafted, it's an adjustment period, getting used to playing against grown men, and then obviously, remember, when you get drafted top 3 every single year, when you're a team that's drafting that high, every guy that comes in, they're so used to being the man. It takes a little bit for them to understand the system, the concepts you want to run, and just adjusting to the NBA. I think Jabari Smith's rounding into form from that standpoint. He's kind of finding where he's supposed to be on the floor, and he's also learning how to be a little bit more efficient as far as getting into his jump shot and having the confidence to let it fly. So Jabari Smith over 2.5 3-pointers made at plus 146. It's well worth it based on how he's been performing as of recently.
Where are we going for play number 2?
Play number 2 is in the Indiana Pacers, Utah Jazz. I'm fading the Jazz tonight. The line's at 5. I'm taking Indiana plus the 5. Indiana coming off an L against Sacramento. Obviously, they won the game against LA, trying to salvage another game on a road trip. I like Indiana tonight to cover the 5. Indiana plus 5 at minus 112. My favorite look on a side or a total for the NBA today.
We have the Hawks as baby dogs tonight with the Nuggets coming in.
Yeah, I'll not really sure of the pulse yet on this Atlanta team. I know they came in with a lot of praise entering the season. We got a Miami team that's been banged up, missing a lot of players that are only 2 games out of the division. And I think, we're getting what we usually get from a Nate McMillan coach team, which is middle of the pack results. I can't bet it personally. I think the Nuggets team is right now a box of chocolates. You have no idea what to anticipate from them on a nightly basis, especially with the amount of players they have in and out of the lineup on any given evening. So I'm going to personally stay away from it. But being 3.5-point dogs would also tell me that there's probably players that are unavailable, which is why you can't get any actual player props on the Heat game right now, or on the Hawks game, excuse me. But yeah, no, it's a no-go right now. If anything, if everybody's at full strength, I'd hammer the over though. Everybody's playing. If everybody plays, the game will easily go over.
Yeah. Doesn't look like they might not have the size to control Vucevic or to control Nikola Jokic there tonight, because I love the guard matchup that the Hawks have here. I think they have a complete strength. They can run it. Denver might get him out of the game a little bit there, might go into foul trouble. But if you're not going to have Capella or Collins, that makes it a little bit tougher to control the big man.
Oh yeah, that's trouble season, to be totally honest. Two more plays that I love in today's NBA slate is in the Washington Wizards Charlotte Hornets matchup. Terry Rozier against the Washington Wizards over 21.5 points at -110. I like his threes as well. They're a little juiced. Might take an alternate on them. Love the matchup, and just historically, he's played very well against them. Give me Terry Rozier over 21.5 against a Washington team that, even though they played better, have still been giving up a ton of points to opposing shooting guards and point guards.
All right, yeah. I got nothing. The Hawks are the only thing there, but with how terrible their potential injury report looks like, can't do it.
Yeah, no other rule, nothing that I love right now. Also, just have to be wary of injury reports. We don't know if Ben Simmons is going to go tonight for the Nets, but I'm pretty sure he isn't. If in the event, there's another lean. In the event that he does not go, the cash cow has been Royce O'Neal's assist. It's knocked up to 5.5 tonight, so you might be a little scared to do it. If Ben Simmons is 100% ruled out for tonight's matchup, Royce O'Neal's assist is a very, very, very good bet. It's just kind of like last year when Kyrie didn't play or when James Harden didn't play. Bruce Brown was able to hit his assist number every single game. It's kind of the same effect in this for that team.
All right, let's get to college hoops.
Yes, sir.
Well, everyone asks Gonzaga to play everybody the season they are. Are they going to drop another of one of the big games here playing Baylor? Gonzaga is sitting at -145 on the money line, laying 2.5 here. So Baylor plus 125 dogs. Total sitting at 161.5 here. I don't know, man. I'm staying away from this game here from both angles. Do you got anything here?
Baylor off an L back at
Baylor
home.
off a lot of, or not Baylor. Gonzaga's off a lot of L's.
And Baylor's coming off an L too, right? At home.
Ooh. Marquette lost. Yeah, they lost at Marquette at the Pfizer. They lost to Virginia earlier in the season. They beat everyone else. UCLA was really their only comparable opponent that Baylor's played this season.
Got nothing. I can't touch it. I just can't. It's like that game's nuclear. I want no parts because it could go either way, and I don't want any. For me, it's no edge, bro. I'm good. No, nothing on the Baylor Gonzaga game.
The overs have kind of just been cashing for most of the Gonzaga games this season. That's why you see it at an inflated number of 161 there. Can't trust them. Can't trust Gonzaga.
No, sir. To any capacity.
We got some
win, but no.
We got some Big Ten matchups coming across the board. You had Arizona losing outright at Utah last night. We said it was a weird travel spot coming off that tournament where they played a lot of quality matchups in a row. Just looked like they never showed up there. Maryland's kind of in the same boat. So is Illinois. That's probably your second best matchup of the evening here because you got Maryland as little favorites, -125 on the money line. The total sitting at 145. I'm hitting the over there at -145 at -110. I think this one soars over. I think we end at around 155.
Yes, sir. And I am rolling with you. I have not looked at any college basketball. Just more locked in with the NBA at the moment.
Come on, man. You're not locked into Terrence Shannon. Finally playing in a creative offense to a point. He finally gets to show out other than the Texas Tech huge rotation game. And then Maryland, they've just been cooking. Sure, they've playing teams that are just weak defensively, but dropping 95s and 88s in most of their games, 79-54 against Louisville. I like this total over.
Let's go. I'm 100% rolling. Yeah.
That's it. I only got one play.
That's all?
I mean, Clemson versus Wake Forest is your next game. Not much angle or to spread there. Auburn, Colgate, NC State, Pittsburgh.
No Boston University Merrimack looks.
Harvard UMass was calling my name.
Or are we going to take the
I like
USC?
Harvard as home dogs. I'm going against Frank. I would go against them, but that's why I don't want to play it.
Ooh. Yeah.
That game just means a little too much to Harvard. I don't know how much it means to UMass type of game there. And Harvard's only plus 105 on the money line, 1.5 point spread. I'd have to lean with the Crimson there.
Yeah, I can't do it. No.
App State versus Charlotte.
Nah. Are we all rolling with the Utah Utes tonight?
I don't know. Are we?
I'm asking.
This Utah let me get to the college football ticker, because this Utah defense has been the thing that's held them back this year. The secondary is not as strong as a lot of people in their preseason projections were expecting them to be. I'm really sick and tired of hearing what Caleb Williams is doing as Mahomesian every time we're playing. Sure, he's making plays like that, but do we really have to compare somebody each time to somebody else in the NFL just because he's making plays out of the pocket and extending it crazy? Sure, he's throwing it completely down the field across his body, but I just don't think Utah is a potential hungry dog here tonight, just because when Addison's in the lineup, you see how different USC is. And that's the complete thing. Sure, now he's, I guess, fully healthy. Maybe he planned to get to this point with the injuries and this game here. I think he just completely shows out. This is why he transferred and stayed.
Well, I mean, that and the millions. That and the millions of dollars they gave him.
But, hey, get that draft stock even that much higher tonight. Perfect time.
I think he's easily number one, man. I mean, we saw how great he was at Pitt. He was easily the best receiver in the country to me last year. I think he had finished like 17 touchdowns, was the number one target for Pickett. And whenever Pickett would just fall into problems, he'd just throw it into double coverage and Addison would score. So he's clearly the best player on the team. I know people love Caleb Williams, and receivers don't get the love that a quarterback would. And also, Caleb Williams done a good job on the ground. I'm a known hater of Caleb Williams. But yeah, I think with Addison in the lineup, he's just that much better than everybody. It doesn't matter where you roll coverage to. He's just a more talented receiver than you have defensive back. And Caleb Williams making plays with his feet. Utah can keep this close. They got to run the ball. They got to
be a team that I think they'll rely on it, and they might actually do it too.
And then early in the game, they got to put points on the board. They can't be in a situation where they get a couple stops like you saw last week, where Notre Dame was able to get stops. It's just their offense gave them nothing early in the game. And once you fall behind and USC can get their running game going later in games, it becomes very difficult to defend. So that would be the number one thing. If Utah wants to stay in this game, they got to run the ball effectively, and they have to score early.
And I think they'll be able to completely run the ball here, and which leads me to my play. I see a lot of people are in that Utah money line. A lot of people are on that plus 2.5. Give me the over 67 at minus 110 here. We're getting a nice Pac-12 after dark in the second half finish. Caleb Williams going to run up those stats that much more. I don't think either defense is built whatsoever to stop each other, especially when you get the second round matchup. I expect the offenses to have a better advantage here in Vegas as well. So get good weather with the dome and all that stuff. Give me the over 67. We like the total here. 88% of the money is on USC minus 2.5. So maybe just the 12%, or maybe just the sharps I see are loving Utah tonight, but I don't think they got the goods. It would just be the most Pac-12 thing for USC to have the chance, all those players to go there, and then Utah to spoil the goods and get Ohio State in.
It was a 1 point game the first time they played. Again, Addison's the difference. Addison gets it done. He's the difference. I think he ends up being the difference in the ball game.
Do you know what's the one strange thing? I don't know if your book has it. Most of the books I've been looking at, they don't have odds on USC to like not make the playoffs.
They don't. I've noticed that as well.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. Why do you think so? Why do you think that's that?
You can get TCU not to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
You can get Alabama to make the playoffs. You can't get odds, or at least on FanDuel, you don't get odds on Ohio State or USC.
Why would they do that?
You saw where I was going with it. I told you I've been dying to talk college football. I've just been sitting here stewing. Dude, if Deion goes to Colorado.
If Deion goes to Colorado, that'd be the most linear move ever. He can do more.
Do you know where he should go?
I don't say Cincinnati. No, Cincinnati's been a stepping stone program. Obviously, we've seen Butch Jones, Luke Fickell.
They're moving to the Big 12.
Brian Kelly.
They're moving to the Big 12, can solidify themselves there. They have the recruiting. They're not North School. I don't know. I think he could do it there.
I think
way better than Colorado. Colorado's about to be in the Pac-12 is going to be set up worse.
I agree. No, I agree that Cincinnati's a better job, but I don't think he should leave Jackson State yet. I don't think he should leave there yet. I really do not. I think Deion is suited for a big program that has infrastructure already because he's already shown he can build one somewhere else. Don't go somewhere where it's less established than what you built. That would be stupid. What he's doing at Jackson State is monumental. They're undefeated, can compete with any team in FCS. And if you look at the players they're getting in next year, he's going to be right there in the trenches with a lot of big schools, which is what he said. I've always want the trenches. I want to build the trenches. That's the main reason why these big schools continue to dominate in college football. If Deion leaves, it's got to be for a program that's legit, already built out. Cincinnati, don't get me wrong, it's a great job. There's been a lot of guys who succeeded.
They're going to spend a lot more money too.
It's the biggest.
That's where I'm just saying it's
the biggest stepping stone program in the last 20 years.
And then when it moves to the Big 12, will it still be?
Absolutely. I mean, yes, I think it'll still be. Just because, again, they've done such a great job of recruiting and having coaches that just continue to put systems in place that just work really well. Obviously, when Brian Kelly, it was him, and then it's been a lot of guys that's either worked under him or like come some way or shape from his coaching tree as well. Either that or from Ohio State. I don't think Hartline's ready to be a head coach. I know he's a wide receivers coach. He's very great at what he does, but I don't know if Hartline's a head coach.
He's just waiting for them to kick Day out, and then he'll take over Ohio State.
I don't think Day's going anywhere.
Not yet, but soon.
Right. Well,
he keeps losing to Michigan.
Right. Well, you took the words out of my mouth. If you lose to Michigan a third straight year, the conversation will probably be had.
That conversation will be on the table. Will it happen? Who the hell knows? It's college football, but the conversation will be had because that'll probably keep them out of the Big Ten championship game again.
Yep. Well, the schedule's ass.
What do you think about let's just wrap it up with the expanded playoffs real quickly here. Because with USC and UCLA moving to the Big 12, in order to have those teams in there, Notre Dame and LSU can fight for the last spot each season. It'll be a great battle you and Sam will have for the future. It's going to be amazing. But listen to this, though. Does Michigan, Ohio State lose its umph because the next week it could be it again. And then the next week, both of them are already in the playoffs regardless of the result. That's what I'm just saying.
It's a great question. Listen, personally, I'm all for other teams having an opportunity to compete for a championship. But I think that, like we always say, water finds its level. I think that an extended playoff will only show how much more dominant the SEC is. And it'll be whether there's 14, because right now 4 teams from the SEC would be in easily. I think 5.
Oh, the Pac-12 has the most ranked teams. They'd be up there.
Right, but if we're talking just top 12, there'd be like 5 teams from the SEC, correct?
Well, you'd have Georgia, you'd have Tennessee, and you'd have Alabama for sure.
Yeah, we're forgetting someone. There's 4 SEC teams.
LSU would be right on the brim, man.
Yeah, well, LSU would be in. They're playing in the SEC championship.
If they lose again and get whooped, can you put a team in with that many losses?
Yes, because they played in the SEC. Correct. Absolutely.
Man. That's what I'm just saying. The only reason why you have to do it at this point and why I'm for it now is because you have the conferences basically moving to the big. Are we going to call it the Power 2 and then the group of 7 now?
Listen, it's
or the group of 8.
It's still going to be the SEC domination. I know people want there to be some level of like parity and whatever.
Are you happy that you're going to make the playoffs now?
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We'll be in there every year. What do you mean?
Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, that's what I said. You'll be the perennial last seed that makes the playoffs every year.
I caught that too. I didn't really say anything, but I caught that. You said Clemson and us. That's
no LSU and you.
LSU and god damn. All right, well, we'll be seeing, I guess.
I don't know. I was just fucking around because they have I was looking at the potential bracket this year because they have Tulane winning their game. They'd be like the 10 or the 11 seed. That's what we're gonna get.
We'll see how this goes. I think Kelly is going to have great times at LSU, just like Marcus Freeman is going to have great times at Notre Dame. Kind of interesting. JJ McNamara, you see where he transferred to?
Iowa.
Very interesting. Going to be interesting to see who the Notre Dame Fighting Irish get in the transfer portal at quarterback this year. I can't wait to see. So,
till tomorrow, paid for play going to be coming at you real early, 8:30 in the morning, because we got the USA versus the Netherlands match at 10. We know people are going to be going and doing shit for it. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, we'll run it so you can run it after the match whenever you need to. Like, retweet, follow, sub. We out.
Peace.